Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Ben Zinn with NextLevelGuitar.com, and today we have another one of our Inspired by lessons for you. Today we're going to check out some guitar playing in the style of banjo playing. We're going to learn some nice hybrid banjo rolls for guitar. Hey, before we continue on, please take a look at the link down here below in the YouTube text box. There's a link for a free video lesson and a corresponding ebook. We'll send that to you from NextLevelGuitar.com. Absolutely free. A lot of great stuff in there, so please check that out and we'll continue on. Okay, so today we have 4 separate rolls adapted for hybrid picking that I want to go through with you guys today. And hybrid picking is going to be using our flat pick here and our middle finger and our ring finger to approximate some of the moves that a banjo player would use. So first, let's take a look at the roll for the first example here. For a single chord, we'll take you through the chords in a moment, but for the first chord, you can press down on a G here, which is 12th fret, 3rd string, 12th fret, 2nd string, and 10th fret, 1st string. And just keep that stationary while you practice the roll that we're going to learn. And the roll is, it's going to all be played on 3rd string, 2nd string, and 1st string. It's pick on the 3rd string, middle finger on the 2nd, ring finger on the 1st, and middle finger on the 2nd. The tricky part to that is just getting it up to tempo. The actual nuts and bolts of it, not too complicated. If you want to get it a little bit more snappy, you can of course do that. You can add that in. Sometimes when you're playing it a little bit quicker though, you want to keep it nice and smooth. So that's our first roll, and we're going to use that through a series of descending chords. Let's take you through those chords now. Starting on the one that we went over, the G chord. Just play the roll one time through. Go down a whole step, so you're at 10, 10, 8. This is an F chord. Then we're going to go into an E minor chord, 9, 8, 7. Again, play the same roll. To D minor, 7, 6, 5. Same roll. To C, 5, 5, 3. To B flat, 3, 3, 1. And from there, we're going to change our rolls. So to wrap that up, our next right hand pattern is going to be to play 3 strings at once. So to play a chord, but to snap them with our hybrid picking style. So to practice this, hold down 4th fret, 3rd string, 3rd fret, 2nd string, and bar across to 3rd fret, 1st string. So we have a G chord here, 4, 3, 3. And with our right hand, practice plucking all of those to get a nice solid chord hit. We're picking with our flat pick here, and then pulling up on the rest. Once you have a good feel for that, the move that we're going to do here is to raise the note that's on the 3rd string up in half steps. We'll keep our first finger locked down here. That guy's going to be on lockdown, not moving, just holding down those third fret notes on strings 1 and 2. Raise up a half step here to the 5th fret. Make sure you do that with your middle finger too. So starting at 4th, up to 5th, then up to 6th with the ring finger.
I recognize that.
Absolutely. Might be a little familiar to you. But we're going to go in a different direction after we complete those 3 hits. Here's what we're going to be doing on our third roll. This one might be the trickiest out of the four, so let me give you a nice good angle of what the right hand's doing here. So here's our third roll broken down with just my left hand muting the strings so we can isolate what this hand is doing. I'm going to start with strings 3 and 1 together, so that's pick and ring finger plucking at the same time. Then I'm going to go to second finger, second string. Then I'm going to go to pick on the third string. Then I'm going to go to second string with the middle finger, first string with the ring finger, pick with the third finger, and finally second string with the middle finger. All together. Okay, now let's add in the other hand and see what the other hand is doing in conjunction with that third roll. I'm going to start out 7th fret, 3rd string with my middle finger, and 6th fret, 1st string with my index finger. Again, here I'm plucking strings 1 and 3 together, and the move that my left hand wants to make is to slide with the index finger into the 7th fret. So I pluck and slide. That's all one attack. The slide just happens afterwards. Okay, then my ring finger is going to grab the 8th fret, 2nd string, and I pluck that with my second finger. Then I'm back to string 3. Then index finger gets string 2, fret 6. Then ring finger will get first string open. Ring finger on the right hand, I should say. Then back to string 3. And finally, string 2 open. And one thing to note here, notice that my middle finger is anchored here on the 3rd string the whole time I'm playing this lick. It's almost like your foundation. You can kind of pivot around that fretted note. So that one, like I said, is a little bit tricky with the sliding that you have to do in conjunction with the roll. But really isolate that roll by itself and practice that. If you can do that nice and solid, the fretting, that'll come a little bit easier for you guys. Okay, and for our last roll, our 4th roll, we're going to utilize just our pick and our middle finger this time, and we're going to do a nice descending scale run that features some open strings. Let's actually start this one off with the left hand, just so we can do it all together. I think this one will work a little easier that way. I'm going to start, and you can play this with just your pick to start out with, and we'll go over the roll in a second. 7th fret, 2nd string, hammer onto the 8th, and then play the 1st string open. But stay in position. Don't move away from this position because we're going to be playing some other notes right in this neighborhood. So 7, hammer onto 8, open. Now 7 on the 3rd string. 2nd string open. 7 on the 4th string. 3rd string open. All together it sounds like this. Now I just played that all with my pick, but if I want to reintroduce the banjo roll concept, I'm going to, every time I pick a note, every time I fret a note rather, I'm going to play it with my pick, and then the open strings that I'm playing I'll catch with my middle finger. So 7, hammer onto 8 with the pick, 1st string open with the middle finger. 7 on the 3rd string with the pick, 2nd string open. 7 on the 4th string with the pick, 3rd string open. So you're kind of rolling your right hand across the strings, 2 at a time. These 2, these 2, these 2. Play it all together. nice because we don't have to move a whole bunch to get those notes because of the banjo technique. Everything's nice and in position there. Now, as a bonus, if you want to try this crazy thing, I'm up here at the 12th fret harmonic, lightly resting my finger above the fret wire, playing strings 2, 3, and 4. And I'm sounding all those with my hybrid picking technique, plucking like we did earlier. I do the same thing at string 7. And then we bend behind the nut, we bend with the middle finger, we bend string 4 up a whole step and string 1 up a half step. With the middle finger on string 4 and the third finger on string 2. String 4 up a whole step, string 2 up a half step. Kind of tricky to get the pitch on that correct, but just like, bending when you're practicing your blues stuff, it's all about muscle memory. Just practice it until you hit that pitch every time and you'll get it. Probably best to do it one at a time. Whole step, half step, both together. So it gives it a nice closing to the whole concept that we're working there. All right, well, thanks so much for joining us today. Once again, this is Ben Zinn with nextlevelguitar.com. Be sure you head over to our website, nextlevelguitar.com. We have over 1,000 different video lessons there for players of all skill levels, beginner on up through advanced. So thanks again, we'll see you next time.